was actually a walk-on, Matt. They just awarded him a scholarship prior to the start of the season.
What's up, Full Ride Nation? Back for another one. All y'all that don't know me, Christopher, former D1 walk-on turn starter, here to help you guys basketball hopes and dreams with daily motivational. Here for your daily motivational. Even though I said that once. Look, so I need to put some context on the last video because somebody had a question and they said, you talked about playing culture versus training culture and how things have changed. And what does that mean as far as the playing culture versus the training culture, and what difference does it make? Because they're dead set on the training and the playing, and they don't understand. And that's a good question. And I'll be more than happy to oblige and answer this for you to give a clear understanding as to what I mean, as to why playing and scrimmaging is so very, very important. Even more so than just the skilling and drilling. The skilling and drilling is great in order to understand the fundamentals of how to do something, but if you're not actually applying it, education without application is useless. I mean, and those are just the facts. So let me paint a picture for you. Let me take you into my time machine and take you back into time. We're gonna go back into the 90s, and we're gonna go back to when I played and when I grew up, when the NBA was full of grown men, when 18 and 19-year-olds did not play in the NBA. They weren't strong enough and they weren't good enough. You had to be a grown man to get there. So let's go back to those days. Now let's go back to when we played pickup basketball outside, and what I mean by getting better. So when you play pickup basketball outside, there was generally a lot of people there, a lot of people from the community. And this goes across all racial barriers, whether you're black, whether you're white, whatever type of neighborhood you're in. Basketball is one of those things that brought everybody together. So whether you were on one side of town and it was all blacks, or you were on the other side of town, it was all whites. This holds true, period. I don't care. This holds true. So the individual that I'm going to describe is ethnically biased. So you get picked up for a game, there's gonna be a guy in the paint wearing 2 knee braces that's around, you're 18, 19 at the time, or 15, 16 at the time. He's between 38 and 43. He has a regular job, he goes to work, and he comes out there to stay in shape, playing for pride, and trying to relive his glory days, right? And mostly he's trying to play to be in shape. Now let's just say you're a big man and you're down there doing the smoothest up and under left-hand layup. If you score on him 3 times you score on him, that 4th time, he's going to foul you every single time. And he's going to tell you, hey man, you're not going to keep beating me with the same move. I'm going to foul you because I can't foul out. And there's no reason to fight or get angry, because he's going to tell you up front that he's not going to let you beat him with that, and he's going to foul you every time. And so guess what you're going to have to do? You're going to have to do a different move. And guess what else you're going to have to do? You're going to have to beat him differently, because he's not going to allow you to do a up and under to the left, or up and under to the right. So you know what you're going to have to do then? You're going to have to figure out how to get this big fella off his balance so that you can actually score on him, because he's not going to let you beat him. His pride is not going to let an 18, 19-year-old embarrass him. That's what I'm talking about. If you're a guard out on the wing and I'm beating a guy to the right, guess what they're going to say? Hey, young blood, no disrespect, but I'm not going to let you go to keep beating me to the right. I'm going to foul you every time. I'm telling you now. So you better try to go to another move. And you know what that's going to force you to do? That's going to force you to figure out how to use your left hand and how to get this guy off balance. That's what I'm saying. So the skilling and drilling, playing with the cones and the coach jumping in front of you, pretending like he's playing defense, that is not any type of comparison to that guy that's out there telling you, I'm going to foul you if you keep doing this. And at the end of the game, these guys were so nice and say, hey, big man, hey, man, you doing good, but you need to work on this, you need to work on that. If you want to get better, you need to do this and that. And they're telling you from a perspective of they're actually playing with you at that moment in time. A lot of them had played in the past or they were just basketball junkies, but they were basketball junkies to a degree where they were actually playing the game. Unlike these ESPN analysts who have never really played the game, don't play the game, but then they claim to know everything. These people were actually on the floor with you, playing you, guarding you, fouling you, trying to help you actually get better at the same time, working on their conditioning, trying to stay in shape, and trying not to allow you to embarrass them as a young kid. Now, sometimes, did it get heated? Will fights break out? Absolutely, but that was a part of the game, and that's how you got better. That's how you got mentally tough. Because when you're out at the court, you know what they're going to do? They're going to foul you every time. And you can't call foul every time because they're not going to respect it. So guess what you're going to have to do? You're going to have to get mentally tougher and play through the foul. And you're going to have to work on doing different moves where you won't be able to do the same move on the same person every single time. And as you continue to go to the same court, they start to understand your game and they know how to shut you down, just like when you play in college and there's a scouting report. So if your game is not constantly evolving and constantly getting better, every time you get out there, they're going to call out when you show up and get out of your car. Hey man, all he can do is shoot. He can't do nothing else. Just make sure he don't shoot and you'll be fine. They're going to call out your game before the game even gets started to try to shut you down. So if you haven't learned anything new or picked up any new skills or doing anything differently, guess what? You will be embarrassed. And that's what I'm talking about. So my pride is not going to allow you to stop me going to the basket and getting my buckets and beating you. That's what I'm saying, pride. This AAU, jump on team to team. You don't have to make teams anymore. There's no accountability. If I got $5,000 to $10,000, I can go play on this team, that team, select team. Hey, we need a guest player, a guest spot. Never heard of such of a guest spot. What does that even mean? We didn't do that when I played. You had to go and make an AAU team. And then you had to stand outside and do car washes and fundraisers in order to play. They just bypassed that whole thing now. Give me $5,000 to be a part of this organization that's going to get you nowhere. But anyway, for Orion Nation, I'm bringing you guys back to 2024. So we're hopping out of the time machine. I took you back into the 90s so you can get a clear picture and a clear understanding. And that's going to be it, man. That's it for today. For Orion Nation, y'all know the drill. Let's compete.